Now that we've got all the cones rolled and pretty much ready to weld, one thing about welding on these things, with gas, it doesn't take much for it to burn through the stuff. It's not very thick. So I've got my welding rod here. I don't even know if you can see this. I've got my goggles on here, but I've got this rod ready to go right away. I'm going to attack it on each end first and then go to the middle, and we'll see how this goes. And I just stick that rod right there, and then I go down here, like so, and then you're just going to wobble this thing back and forth. There you go. Once you've got it tacked, you can take these off. And I will say beforehand, before I tack these, you got to shape them. I put them on the mandrel with a hammer, and I just kind of curve this part here so that they meet, so that when I go to weld, that they're butting up against each other. And if you can see there, and I don't know if you can or not, but I'm going to start down here and work my way in, and I'm just going to run right down that seam. So I'm going to bring that torch right here, and you can see that metal just starting to turn. Once it does that, you're just going to push that right down the line. Because it's sitting on this rod, heat's going into the rod, so you know you stand a pretty good chance of not burning through. See how I have it sitting right straight on there? Now when I get to the end, I'm going to pick up speed because that end's going to get really, really hot. Just like that. The other thing I do is I don't ever touch these torches once I get them set. I just turn them off right here, because the regulator's set, everything's set, and I just burn the gas out of there. That way when I light it back off, you know, it's ready to go. Then I grab my hammer. Gotta go find my hammer. You're not going to let these things sit very long. There's a certain point, if you hammer it too early, it'll crack, and if you hammer it too late, it'll crack. So I've got my flat edge hammer here, and it's not going to take much. I'm just going to go right down there. I'm just going to travel right down that weld. And that's it. That weld will never crack. I don't know if you can see inside there, the welds come all the way through the metal, and it's ready to go. So we do all these like that. With the headers, I have hose clamps that I just squeeze these with hose clamps, and I keep them here somewhere. But here they are. I can't see. I still got my welding goggles on. Everything's pretty dark. It takes a certain amount of body work, and if you don't really understand metal very well, that's okay. It takes practice. I'll tell you, Greg Cadillac would probably make beautiful pipes. One, because he's in the body business, and two, he's super ornery. That makes for a good pipe builder. Sorry, Greg. I have a lot of respect for that guy, even though he's an ornery cuss. Maybe that's just because he's getting older, I don't know. So what I do is I take these hose clamps and I turn them in, and I just want those edges to meet. You don't want them pushing hard. Just like that. Just let this one loose just a little bit. And then I just slide it on there. Get my flat one, and I just, especially on the ends here, see how these are kind of puckered up a little bit? I just glue it on down there. You got to be careful hitting them too much because you're stretching the metal. Every time you hit that piece of metal with your hammer, you're stretching it. So this one's ready to go. So I'll light it. I still got my goggles on. I'm tripping around here. So I just turn my gas on here, like so. And it's ready to go. Once that gas comes up to pressure, I'm going to hook it here. And in the middle I might have to slide my hose clamp down there a little bit to get it how I want. So you don't want to be there too long. Whoops. You want to hook these together quick because these things expand so fast. And see right here, if you just walk that thing back and forth, see how that gap is closing up? There we go. Bingo. Just like that. Same thing here. Just actually heating up that metal enough for where they're going to meet. You can hear that thing crinking. You don't want to get too much heat in it because it'll buckle up. And that's it. That one's ready to weld all the way down the seam. I won't bore you with my welds going down the seam, but that's pretty much how you do it.